Hey guys, and welcome to Day Loot, and today we're going to be talking about duping your camp setup. So let's get right into it. One thing that I've noticed is that the artillery has been bugging out a lot of things, including storage size when it comes to it. So what I've been seeing in accommodation too, and with everything else, is that artillery has been screwing with a lot of things. With the linkage and then blueprinting your base, what you do is that you would move your camp as soon as you link, and don't link everything, but link like almost everything but one piece, and then blueprint your main structure, and then your artillery pieces as well as your water sources you don't have within the following blueprint, so that once you go and you move your camp, what you do is that you move your camp, then you server hop, and then you go back in, and you should be able to have now 2 of those blueprints stored within your inventory. So you're not only going to be able to fill up as much as you can, and this also breaks the stash size as well. So there are a lot of things that will be breaking this kind of setup, because the artillery itself breaks a lot of combination of things, because it is a automated storage device kind of thing, and it actually works to a high extensive degree. But the minute that you start putting those things that are on the copy side and your copy structure, you can tell that it's a copy structure because it will not copy the doors. It will copy everything else, but it will not copy the doors. So the minute that you place it down, you can tell what's the original and what's the copy. If you put anything from the copy onto the main structure, it will not save. If you put anything that is outside and you scrap it, it will not save. It can have an easy chance to bug out, but this will be able so that you can be able to have maybe 8 missile turrets, like on how I did in this video, and how I just used an example of a Scorch Beast on top of everything else. And I was being like, oh yeah, that actually works pretty well. But like, it's very hard to do, and if your camp gets destroyed, you have a possibility of losing the copy variants on top of everything else. And it's able to be very viable, and to a lot of people, you can build over your build limit. There is a certain thing which the blueprints are very finicky about, and I don't know exactly what. I was only able to replicate it a few times, and I've noticed that it was on more laggier servers on top of it with the artillery pieces. So again, if you have the blueprints for the artillery pieces, even if you just place them outside and you link them to your main structure, this is what causes the copy to happen, and you got to make sure that you blueprint your full base as well, because the blueprint can somehow go to the storage, but I wasn't able to completely replicate it 100% of the time. So your results will vary, and you should be able to have at least 2,000 to 3,000 caps while testing this, because when you move your camp, it might say that you might be doing anywhere from 4 to 15 caps when it comes to it. So, but it's not really true. It would mainly be 150 to sometimes 200 caps in order to move your camp. So once you move your camp, you're going to be having all these different issues sometimes happening, no matter what, when it comes to these kind of circumstances. So, again, you're able to copy your camp, but you're only going to be able to, for what I know, only able to make 1 copy. And you're going to be able to do that all the time, especially if you need those resources from scrapping a whole base and then putting it into your storage. That's how I was able to get over my storage capacity limit. There's a few other things that are wrong with this as well, and again, it's with the artillery piece more than anything else. So if you have the artillery piece, it's going to affect a lot of things when it comes to it. And it also affects your stash size to a good amount of degree. So again, I don't know on how it's linked and how you can put it onto your structure. I haven't completely tested on how buggy the artillery piece is, and especially since it's a higher tier thing for a lot of people, so that they are not able to design and retrofit like their own camp around the artillery piece. That's why I'm going to be testing this thoroughly in the next video to two when it comes to this kind of setup. But as of far, I think level 162, 163, and there's a lot of things where I see that it's very buggy. But from a server performance standpoint, I can see like the build limit being doubled, as well as the stash limit being like 600. It's very safe and very viable, and everything that they put in their patch notes is able to be very acceptable to this amount of degree, because I had no issue about server hopping with double the amount of camp size, and everything loaded within the same amount of time on PC compared to like what it was prior with just one structure. But with two structures and everything else, it's able to be very, very efficient. The only thing that was not efficient, and this is what you'll see in the video, is that when shooting the Scorch Beast with all those missiles, the missiles just fly in the air and they stay like stagnant. So, I mean, that's probably one of the reasons why they can't have like 8 turrets on the ground, is that the missiles start to actually glitch out and be very wonky with this kind of setup. But I hope you guys enjoy this kind of stuff, and if you're able to copy your base with your kind of scenario, please leave a comment down below. I would love to know if you were able to copy your base. And have a good one, guys.